Hello, welcome to Readorium. This presentation is intended to inform you, the teacher, about Readorium and how it works. Readorium was created to assist students from 3rd to 8th grade to understand and comprehend complex science text. Readorium is unique because it allows all students to read and garner the same rich science information so that you can rest assured that your objectives and goals are being met. Readorium uses whole science books, each with 5 to 7 chapters. Every chapter is written at 10 to 12 different reading levels so that the book levels automatically to each individual student at half-year increments. Readorium was created using feedback from middle school students. The result is an engaging, memorable, and motivating program. All skills that are taught through Readorium become transferable because the students are so engaged with each and every lesson. Readorium also helps prepare students for the high-stakes tests that they're required to complete each year. Readorium's 2 library modules, Rising Reader for 3rd to 5th grade and Scholar for 6th to 8th grade, include 40 different titles each for your students to read. Each book is married to a different reading strategy in order to teach the thought processes needed to read any text successfully. Once your students log into Readorium, they'll be guided by a librarian who explains how the program works. The students then enter the library where they can find the bookshelf, the magazine rack, the Science Alive videos, and the exit to the village. The learning begins once the students click on the bookshelf. On the right, they'll see the list of titles available to them. Next to the title, they'll find a padlock. If the lock's open, the book's available for them to read. If the padlock is locked, the students need to read the open books first. Readorium books open much like levels in a video game. The first level must be completed before the next level can be accessed. When the students hover over the title of a book, a short description can be read so that they can choose the book they would like to read. Students can also find the video tutorial button that will take them to an explanation of how to use the page. Once the book is selected, the students participate in strategy lessons. The lessons are created to be engaging and memorable. The first strategy lesson is a rap, the second lesson is an animation, and subsequent books are then preceded by games and challenges that the students interact with. Every book has its own title page and table of contents. These are both explained, and the students are taught to examine both of these pages. The students are then expected to answer the lightning round questions that can be found by clicking on the lightning bolt. Each book is set up to follow the gradual release of responsibility model. The first chapter is the I do portion, when the book mentor models the thinking by reading through a paragraph or two and doing a think aloud. The second chapter is the we do portion. Here the mentor begins by allowing the students to read on their own. Once the students reach the comprehension question, if they get the answer wrong, the mentor comes back and scaffolds the instruction to meet the needs of each student. In this chapter, each student is given a free hint. The last 3 to 5 chapters are the you do portion. Now the students are expected to continue reading on their own. If they get the reading comprehension questions wrong, the mentor comes back and guides the students to finding the correct answer. No free hints this time. As I mentioned before, every chapter adapts automatically to the needs of each student. The content remains the same. Every student learns the same in-depth information and scientific vocabulary, no matter what reading level. Readorium uses many different support systems. As the students continue reading, they will come across blanks that they will need to fill in. This technique, better known as the cloze technique, has the students using context, spelling, as well as grammatical clues to ensure that they're engaged with the text. If the answer is wrong, the right answer is highlighted in purple. The teachers can see which students are not reading carefully. Lightning round questions are included in order to break the concepts into smaller bite-sized pieces. Students who struggle with reading will engage lightning round questions after each new concept. Higher level readers are given fewer lightning round questions since they can understand complex text where many concepts are presented. Students at all reading levels interact with the same content vocabulary and the same context clue lessons. Just as with any textbook, students will come across bold-faced words as they read. The Readorium vocabulary words are live and can be clicked to take the students to interactive vocabulary cards. The cards contain an audio and a written definition, as well as pictures or videos that give the students a greater connection to the word's meaning. Students then answer a question about the vocabulary word and definition. Students are also given the opportunity to unpack the vocabulary words before they read the book in order to understand the text better. At the end of each book, they will play Word Matching Mania, and they can visit the village to play in the word Wizard World. The students can always refer back to the interactive glossary to review the words and definitions. Each chapter has 3 main comprehension questions. These questions require strategic thinking and rereading. If the student answers the questions incorrectly, the mentor comes back to assist. The mentor will always guide the student back to the text and indicate what needs to be reread so that the students can substantiate their own answers. Readorium's hint system follows a specific instructional arc so that the students get the minimum assistance needed. The system is designed to help students use strategies to become independent readers and not depend on the hints. The student is given 4 attempts to answer the question correctly. Each attempt is followed by a more pinpointed hint. The first hint explains the question and gives the student a strategy reminder or helps them eliminate an answer. The second hint pinpoints where the student should reread. The third hint explains the science concept and shows the answer in video form. Then the hint explains the answer, but students should be reminded that they'll get more rewards if they don't use the hints. Readorium dollars are just one way for students to feel the game-like approach of Readorium. Reading carefully and answering questions correctly will help students earn Readorium dollars. Completing whole books allows students to earn tokens. Reading and answering questions independently earns students medals. Gold medals for not using any hints, silver medals for using some hints, and bronze medals for using many hints. But students are given the chance to go back to the same books after 24 hours to reread and answer the questions without hints and turn the bronze and silver into gold medals. Students can also visit the Hall of Fame to see their standing overall. Students use their rewards to purchase high-interest articles from the magazine rack and special interest videos from the Science Alive sections of the library. Students also use their rewards in the village. They can test their knowledge in the Word Wizard World and the Quiz Bowl and play games in the Game Garage. But they should always return to the library to read more books and earn more Readorium dollars and tokens. Now on to the Teacher Resource Center. Once your class has been registered, you'll be given access to this treasure. If you click on the tutorial button, you can view the Getting Started video and see the overview of the system. When you click on Registration and Settings, you have access to your class roster. Here you can register students, add and change a student's class, and lock or unlock specific books. You can view detailed reports on each student's progress in real time when you click on Students' Reports. Under Classroom Strategy Lessons, you can access strategy lesson plans. All of you are encouraged to check score reports in order to differentiate instruction by using these classroom lessons with any students who struggle. You can download universal graphic organizers to use with text of your choosing, as well as play the karaoke version of the strategy raps. Under the Book Information and Standards button, you will find the specific science concepts that are taught, vocabulary that's addressed, and reading strategies that are featured for each science book, as well as the standards that are addressed in each book and magazine article. As a Readorium teacher, you can view the class summary report to get a real-time view into how the students are progressing. While viewing the class summary report, you will see active time for each student over the course of the day, week, and since the beginning of your class's usage. You'll also get information on each student's reading level, the number of hints needed, which strategies they found difficult, and what content was the most challenging for them. When you click on Select a Report, you can switch between content and strategy reports. The strategy report can be sorted by each of the categories in the columns to give much more detailed information on each student's progress. When viewing the class proficiency and strategy report, you see a bar graph which links to an overview of the strategy progress for the whole class. Then you can click on a specific student's name to see the detailed report about that student. Each week, you'll have the option of having a report emailed to you. You'll identify which students are in the green zone, or expected use, the yellow zone, those that fall a little below the expected use, and the red zone, significantly below the expected use. Let's take a moment to look at the field test results because they were very interesting. We ran 3 separate field tests and each ended with similar results. This bar graph shows how students did on the Diagnostic Online Reading Assessment, an outside test. The results were based on the number of Readorium topic series the students completed. No matter how good the instructional format of a program is, if the students aren't motivated to use it, they won't benefit from it. Students using Readorium were extremely motivated and excited. Here are just a few of their comments. Both students and teachers reported an increase in student self-confidence, an increased interest in science, and a new passion to read nonfiction. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to view this presentation of Readorium. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us using the information on your screen. We look forward to working with you and your students on reaching their reading comprehension goals. Have a great day!